Alrighty, here's the boat. Now, I know there's a bunch of stuff back here. It's rotted out, but that's only for the plywood, which will have to get replaced right here. But the depth from here down to there is too small of a displacement of water for a 300-pound person to set back there, and it is, when you're sitting here, almost 3 feet from your motor, and that is a crock of shit. So what do? You got a boat. Now you could take water, put water in here, a ballast, and fill it full of water, like a bag or something, and that'll put a lot of weight down here, which will keep that end up. That's one way of solving your problem, but every time you got to find something or someone to stick in the front. Then it's really not wide, so it does a lot of this tipping, because for you to run a motor in the center of the back, you have to sit on one side or the other, or be very nimble to reach around and operate it. And that is very uncomfortable too, which means bullshit for fishing or for boating. So what do? Well, there's a couple things I think you can do. Is one, when you flip the boat over, you'll see there's quite a cavity right in here, all the way back. You see? I'm fighting the light to see my phone. But you see that whole keel area here? Well, from here across could be filled in with foam and fiberglass, probably like right about there, straight out and up, both sides symmetrically the same. Maybe, depending on which side you like to sit on more, build it out farther and put a little curve in the bottom, right? And then up. So you don't have to have the water in the front, because now you have the displacement of water in the back, which will keep you up. And they put this up, added this on higher, so that the motor doesn't sit so close to the bottom. Will sit down about here, but and that's okay. But when your water's sitting up here, I took on a fair amount of water, and it was coming up in under here, and that's not wise, especially if you can't reach around and notice it until you. And this is closed, so this whole cavity will fill up with water. And if you're not paying attention, you're either bailing or sinking. So the solution is one of a few things. And the one thing I would think to do, if you didn't have the time to do what I said about fiberglassing and foaming, is to create a saddle that goes underneath. You could spray glue it to the bottom of the boat, and then have balloons on the side to hold up or give you that displacement, and it'll give you a lot of stability in the boat, in the canoe. And how will it flow through the water? Well, technically, if you don't come out past this point of the gunnel too much, you'll be okay. And if you do, just try to keep it in line or make it gradually come out that way. So, because you're not a race boat, you're just out to have some fun and play and make it work safely for everybody involved. And like the front here, it's hollow, so it'll float, and that's a good thing. And at the end of the day, doing those minor modifications won't take long, but you won't have that much of a problem with water anymore, and everyone can ride comfortably. Because I'll tell you, it's aggravating, to say the least, of the journey that I had with this thing today. But you got to try things, especially if you got a small budget or very little of a budget to work with. You kind of got to work with what you have. So there you go. I got a trailer and everything, so that's pretty sweet that way. So anyway, that's the way it works. So till the next time, Bruce's Hangout, we'll try some new things, and I'll show the improved video at a later date. Will you subscribe, like, and share if you want? I appreciate it, and we'll see you again later. Toodles!